I'm going to start a new project, and what I want to do is I want to make some knives and make a sword. And you know, this goes along with the fact that we all know the zombie apocalypse is coming. And I was looking at a bunch of the swords out there, and they're all really expensive and all that. And I kind of always wanted to try this ever since I was a kid, and got to talking to Huck and stuff and said, you know what the hey, doesn't cost that much, just a little bit of sweat and hard work. So went out and got a piece of spring steel. This is a piece off a truck, and this is one of the leaf springs off a vehicle. And right here I have a cement blocks, and I've made kind of a area here where I can put the spring steel into it and heat it up so I can flatten it out. So the reason I have this oven shape is so that I can heat it up and refract the heat and energy, because if you just try to blow heat on it, a lot of it's wasted. This helps keep all the heat on it. So I made myself a little oven. I'm going to open the garage door and let the heat out that side. And I'm going to give that a try. And I've got a propane tank here, and I've got a propane torch. And I was looking at a guy on YouTube, and when you have an oven like this thing will get everything cherry red pretty quick from what I've seen. So let me go ahead and get started on that and see if I can get this piece flattened out, and then I'll have to see about, basically I'm going to have to reduce the size of it, because this is a 10-pound piece of steel, and I don't need anywhere near 10 pounds to make a sword. Most swords are usually between 3 and 4 pounds of steel from what I've looked at as far as how much they weigh total. So I'm going to heat this up and get to banging away on it, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so the inside oven using the propane could not get the metal hot enough to make it malleable enough for me to really move the metal. And what I'm talking about is, here's my piece of steel. I heated it up and banged on it like 5 or 10 times. I barely have gotten any results on the steel. So what I'm going to do now is, I've come to the backyard. It's a nice day, not too windy, and I've taken all my stones and rearranged them. And I've got a pipe that I've drilled holes into, and this is a mattress blower upper thing for camping, and I've gone ahead and hooked that to the metal pipe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that with charcoal. I got this natural lump coal over here, and I'm going to fill that up and blow air beneath the charcoal, which gets it much hotter than it normally gets. And hopefully that will attain the temperatures I need to really whomp on the steel and move it around to where I want it. Because again, I'm trying to shape this into the blade I want, not grind it into the blade I want. I want to actually, you know, blacksmith it and hammer it into the steel I want. So I'm going to get the fire started, and we'll see how it goes from there. And those 2 buckets are full of water just in case, and I'm going to burn off all that grass in a minute with my propane torch. So I got water, and I got also a fire extinguisher's backup. So let's get to cooking. All right, so pardon the noise, that's the air blower. Okay, so I got my forge here cooking, and I got it stuffed full of, I'm putting the charcoal and old pieces of wood I got in there, mixing them up, keeping it hot. As you can see, it's got bright orange coals down there in the bottom, and got my anvil down here. So I stick it in, heat it up, bang on it, put it back in. It's a very time-consuming process because the metal cools very fast. But you know, you just do it again and again until you get it beat into shape. So check back with you in a little bit.